everybody, and welcome to Gamer on BeFirstandGaming.com. And today is really exciting because we have someone really near and dear to my heart, and she supports this great, awesome group near and dear to my heart. This is Ashley with Military Gamers. She hosts a Facebook page called Military Gamers. Hi, Ashley, and welcome to Gamer.
Hi, thanks.
It is so great having you here. I gotta say, I have been a fan of your group for a long time, and you've been posting for a little over a year now, and you're constantly doing new and stuff, and you've got a lot of people. You got over 1,500 people that have liked your Facebook page. So I guess really, how'd you get started on this?
Honestly, one of my friends on Facebook started the group. He has several different groups that he runs. And he didn't have time to be an admin for it. He didn't really have time to do anything for the site. So he kind of went through his friends list looking for someone who had the time and everything like that. And at that point, I had recently gotten out of the military, so I had nothing but buku amounts of time on my hands. So I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And so I ended up starting the site. And then shortly thereafter, I started school. So there was this period of lull time where there was nothing going on really with the site, but recently we brought in a new admin and started vamping things up, so we're doing all sorts of things now. Awesome.
And what has been your experience in starting this group up? Because I know people always are grabbing groups, or trying to start groups, but a lot of times they start up and they're just not successful. How did you make this successful?
I think it's in part that it's a bunch of military people. So military people in general are very close-knit. We're definitely a group that's different than a lot of other groups. And then on top of it, a lot of people in the military game. So that definitely helped bring people in. And as far as making it successful, we really wanted feedback, and we wanted to know what everybody in the group wanted from us as the admin. And we really strive to make this group about the people in the group rather than what the admin want. So we host things that they want to do. We support a charity that they wanted to support, and that's pretty much how I think it's remained successful. The trick is going to be keeping it successful in the upcoming future.
Now, let's talk a little bit about, because this is a show about gamers and this is a show about gaming, let's talk about that, because most people, don't realize that yes, military, there are a ton of military gamers. I don't think I've known really anybody who's been in the military who doesn't game in some fashion or another. And so, can we talk a little bit about your experience and first of all, what got you started with gaming? And then how did you start it? How did you continue on in the military with gaming?
What really got me started gaming, gosh. My mother was a very strict mother. I was never really allowed to have video games or anything like that, with the exception of this old school, the big brick Game Boy. And I still have it. It still works, so. But my introduction to gaming was actually Tetris and Bubble Bobble. Those were my introductions into the world of gaming. And then as time started going on, I kind of actually had this disconnect with gaming where it didn't mesh with who I was and what I was doing when I was younger. And I want to say probably my junior year in high school is when I actually started to get more into gaming. And then at that point, it wasn't so much console or PC gaming that I was doing. It was a lot of tabletop games, some D&D. We used to play, we had this really cool teacher, and he would actually bring in these obscure board games, and we'd end up playing them after class with him. And that really got me back into it. When I joined the military, it's like this whole new genre of games opened up to me, and I found out how much of a rager I am on first-person shooters. So Call of Duty was probably my introduction to console gaming. and it took off from there. I mean, I got addicted. I own like almost every console you can imagine now. Um, I mean, it just took off from there. I mean.
All right. You know, and a lot of people, I don't know if you all know this yet out there, but I myself have been in the military, and for me, playing video games was part of how I reconnected when I came back from Iraq. Tell me about that. I mean, a lot of soldiers out there, when they come back from Iraq, we see it all the time where they've got huge PTSD issues. They've been gone for years and years and years into the battlefield, and of course they play, you know, on their spare time. That little piece of home was that video game they had, that Xbox or PlayStation. So we see it a lot out there in the community, in the military community, where these gamers, these military gamers, are kind of isolated from the rest of society because, you know, the society doesn't understand them anymore, but they've really embraced this gaming brotherhood, you know, brother and sisterhood. I mean, now that we've got female gamer, I mean, this is proof, guys, we actually do have a female gamer out there.
And she's the admin of a gaming group. I mean,
but you know, you know, let's talk about how, you know, this group reaches out and is a great support group for the military community, not just as gamers, but as just a military community.
In all honesty, part of my personal mission statement for the group is actually to be that band of brothers and sisters support group for people to lean on, especially those who have been in situations that are similar to what other people have been in. And I think it's great that gaming is actually being used as a tool now, in some cases with PTSD, to help alleviate the issues that come along with it. I know personally when I was overseas, they had a nice setup of TVs and consoles and everything like that. And I think that for a lot of the gamers that are overseas, that was the one connection that they did have to home. I mean, granted, the internet connection, anybody who's been overseas can tell you, is booty. It is horrible. So chances of being able to play online against people are very slim, but still the action of getting online and playing a game that they used to play when they were home might bring back memories of, you know, I've had friends whose sons will sit with them and daughters will sit with them and they'll play video games. And it kind of helps them break up the monotony of a tour, or bring back positive memories of home, and kind of gives them something to hold on to. With the group, a lot of what I wanted to do was have that support system for when they came back home. And a lot of soldiers are coming back home almost alienated from society because of the things that they've seen when they were overseas. So our group doesn't really judge because we're a bunch of military people. A lot of us have already seen that. So through gaming, we're providing that support network that they really needed in order to help transition back into what it is to civilian life, or adapt back into a world that contains civilians as well. So we just do what we can through gaming.
Okay, and speaking about helping and transitioning back into the world, you guys are getting ready to do a huge, like, game-a-thon. Tell me a little bit about that. You know, what are you doing here?
Well, this is my baby. This is my project. We are hosting a 24-hour game-a-thon starting at 3 p.m. on the 23rd of this month and going until 3 p.m. on the 24th. And the idea is to have soldiers gain sponsorship through family members, friends. They can sponsor themselves, and to raise money. And all the money is going directly to Wounded Warrior Project, which some people in the group don't agree with. They're not a big fan of some of the practices with Wounded Warrior. But personally, I like the group, and a lot of people that I've talked to, that was the group that they wanted to support. So that's who we went with this time around. And so far we've raised $75, which doesn't seem like a lot, but since the link went up less than 24 hours ago, I'm pretty pleased with it. And the idea is that we are going to sit there and game all over the world for 24 hours straight and raise money and awareness for this. And what's really cool about it is that it's kind of taken on a life of its own. We got people who are so excited about this that they're hosting parties at their houses for soldiers that are anywhere near them, or anybody that's participating in it, that they can come and game, and it will be a group of people gaming together for that 24-hour period.
Very nice, very nice. And you know what? We're actually going to tap onto that, and we're going to broadcast it as well. So we're going to work with you, and we're going to do whatever we can to support you here at BeFirst in Gaming and, of course, Gamer. We're going to actually broadcast live Twitch TV. We're going to have somebody playing video games for 24 hours that entire time. Whether it's myself or a combination of people. I don't know. I'm getting old. I don't know if I can do 24 hours like I used to. But we're going to tap onto that, and I think I'm even going to try and get you on Skype again and broadcast that live and do some little live action there.
That'd be great. I mean, we have my humble abode is probably going to be one of the larger parties that are going on. We actually have, for anybody who's in the Richmond area and catches this in time, we are having a party here complete with prizes and pizza. And we actually have the great people at Richmond Game Truck have donated one of their gaming trucks from their fleet to us. And literally it's like a 50-foot truck that comes in, and it has every console, or well, all the common consoles now, a bunch of TVs in the back of this self-sufficient truck, and they have multiple copies of the most popular games. And they're going to be here from 11 p.m. until, I think they said they could stay as late or early, I guess, depending on how you look at it, as 8 a.m. the next day. And we will also be streaming live from our Twitch TV account, various people who are playing the game. And we actually have a special guest who is trying very, very hard to make sure that he can make it. His name is Ivan Von Norman, and he is the co-creator of a tabletop game called Outbreak Undead. And I happen to have right here. Product plug. Okay, so we're actually going to be playing this game, and what makes it really awesome is that we're going to be playing this game with him. He is going to teach everyone how to play the game, and he's going to run some scenarios through with us. So I'm pretty excited about that.
All right. Well, everybody, that's going to wrap it up for this time around. But check it out. Go to Facebook, Military Gamers, and like their page. Check it out and just go and support them. And keep it right here. We're going to put all the information on BeFirstInGaming.com so you can watch this event going on. And thank you so much, Ashley, and thank you so much to the Military Gamers. And as always, game on.